Journey to escape the human trafficking ring. Dear listeners, prepare to dive into a haunting and gripping true story from Northwest Vietnam in the 1990s. A dark world where ethnic girls were labeled merchandise, deceived, kidnapped, and sold across the border. In the shadows of misty forests and treacherous mountain passes, a 16-year-old boy is unwittingly drawn into the sinister web of a human trafficking ring. From an innocent teenager dreaming of saving his family from debt, he finds himself teetering on the edge between good and evil, facing life or death decisions. Can this young boy hold fast to his conscience amidst the temptation of dirty money? How will he escape the clutches of these beasts in human skin, in the perilous border forests? And what fate awaits the victims trapped in this ruthless trafficking network? Join us for Journey to Escape the Human Trafficking Ring, a dramatic, emotional tale where courage and hope confront the brutality of crime. Don't miss a moment, as every second of this story will keep you on the edge of your seat. In the 1990s, how ruthless were the human traffickers in Northwest Vietnam? They referred to the kidnapped ethnic girls as merchandise. Those who were tall and slender were called long-legged goods, while girls from the lowlands were labeled plains goods, each priced differently. To evade border police patrols, they disguised themselves as truck drivers, transporting their merchandise from remote villages across the Northwest. Navigating treacherous mountain passes and dense forests near the Vietnam-China border rumored to be a ghostly, eerie place to sell these deceived girls to isolated mountain regions in China. And I, a teenage boy, was part of this cruel trafficking ring. The story begins in 1996. When I had just finished middle school in a small village in Md Cang Ki, Yên Bai province. My father, during a trip to work in the fields, narrowly escaped death in a landslide, but was left paralyzed on one side of his body. Our family lost its breadwinner. The surgery drained all our savings, plunging us into crushing debt with others in the village. At 16, I felt like the world had collapsed. With no other choice, I had to find work to support my family. To earn money, I sought out Vibang Van Chi Siang, a man from my village. Chi Siang drove a truck and, within a few years, had built a tiled roof house in town and married a beautiful lowland woman. Everyone in the village said he was filthy rich. After much pleading, Chi Siang, out of respect for our shared village roots, allowed me to join him. Chi Siang owned a fleet of 3 old cargo trucks, each manned by 2 people. When I arrived, the team was already assembled. Chi Siang introduced me to the group. 4 men stood before me, all in their 20s or 30s, rugged as mountain trees. One, with a beard and sun-scorched skin, was Tri Uven H. He grinned at me, his teeth gleaming white under the mountain sun. The quiet twin brothers, Dijang Van Eng and Dijang Van LCC, had faces as cold as the rocks on Hong Nguyen Sen. Then there was Tan Ven Sen, a tall, lanky man who slapped my shoulder with a sly grin, his eyes narrowing as he asked if I'd ever been close with a girl. I blushed, stammering that I was only 16. The group erupted in teasing laughter. Sen smirked wickedly, saying this trip would definitely be my chance to taste life. Aside from the stoic twins, H and SN treated me like a brother. I felt warmed, thinking a rookie like me would be shunned, but instead I was welcomed. Chi Siang showed me the truck, opening the cargo hold. Inside were stacks of bamboo cages filled with chickens and ducks, reeking of manure, their incessant clucking giving me goosebumps. Curious, I asked Chi Siang if this was the cargo we'd be transporting. Chi Siang lit an Yan Bien cigarette, blew a puff of smoke, and cryptically said this was just side cargo. The real merchandise hadn't been loaded yet. At the time, I didn't think much of his sly grin. The 3 trucks left the village, with me riding in the lead truck with Chi Siang. The convoy headed toward the border, and Chi Siang said we had to cross the forested mountains near the Vietnam-China border, a place rumored to be haunted, to deliver the goods. Though curious why we had to take such a perilous route, I figured as long as I earned money, I didn't need to ask questions. The Northwest border region was steeped in eerie tales. Some said it was home to ghostly forests, dense with trees and shrouded in thick fog, where people easily got lost. Rumors spoke of wild animals, leopards, and wolves lurking in the shadows. Sitting in the passenger seat, I tried to memorize the winding mountain roads and sheer cliffs, hoping to learn the route for future drives. The convoy traveled day and night, with the drivers taking shifts. After more than 2 weeks, crossing passes like Tat and Calph, we reached the edge of the border's forested mountains. This was the Vietnam-China border, a place of deep forests and towering peaks, with rough, rocky roads and no sign of human life. On my first trip, I was so exhausted that I fell asleep to the howling wind through the mountain gaps. In the dead of night, Chi Siang suddenly woke me, saying it was time to pick up the real merchandise. I jolted awake, rubbing sleep from my eyes. The trucks followed a dirt road through the forest for another half hour, arriving at a narrow mountain ravine. 3 unmarked, old passenger vans were parked there, silent in the darkness. Our truck stopped opposite them. In the middle of the night, deep in the forest near the border, the sight of those unmarked vans gave me an uneasy feeling. Seeing my confusion, Chi Siang chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Come on, let's pick up the goods." I quickly got out, followed by the other 4 men. From the vans, a few men emerged, led by a bald man with bushy eyebrows, wearing a thick gold chain, cursing in a mountain accent. "Damn it, Chi Siang, did you die on some girl's belly? I've been waiting 2 days." "Brother Shu, even if I died on a girl, 1 call from you and I'd crawl back to life." Chi Siang laughed, pulling out a pack of Yayan Bien cigarettes and offering one to the bald man with a flattering smile. I watched him, feeling like I was witnessing a shady deal straight out of a gangster movie, almost laughing. The bald man snorted, took the cigarette, and lit it. "Enough nonsense, check the goods." Despite his gruff tone, Chi Siang kept grinning, turning to bark orders. "Ha Sen, check the merchandise." HNS Sen smiled, greeted the bald man, and hurried to the back of the vans. Curious about what was so secretive, I followed. Trailing SN, I watched him open the rear door of one of the old vans. When I saw the merchandise inside, my blood ran cold, and I was too shocked to speak. It wasn't cargo, it was a young ethnic girl in a tie dress, bound hand and foot, unconscious. Her hair was disheveled, covering her face, her mouth stuffed with a rag, and ropes tied tightly behind her neck. She must have been drugged, as the noise outside didn't wake her. My eyes felt like they'd burst. I stared at the bound girl, my mind racing with words like kidnapping and human trafficking. I knew what human traffickers were. They deceived and abducted girls and children, using ruthless methods to sell them like livestock to remote mountain regions in China. Warnings about trafficking had blared over the school loudspeakers in my county countless times. I never imagined I'd witness it firsthand. I watched SN expertly brush back the girl's hair, grab her chin, and lift her face, inspecting her like a product. Seemingly unimpressed, he even lifted her shirt, examining her from head to toe, like someone appraising a cow at the market. Then he opened another van's door, revealing another unconscious girl in an ethnic indigo outfit. Doing the same, SN nodded and signaled okay to Chi Siang. I glanced at H. In his van was a pregnant woman, beautiful in a maternity dress, her skin fair and rosy, her belly indicating 5 or 6 months along. Next to her was a little girl in a pink dress, her hair in braids, both unconscious and motionless. The bald man bragged that this haul was a big score, having tricked 2 Thai girls from their village to the town with promises of high-paying housekeeping jobs in Laote. They believed him. The pregnant woman and her daughter were deceived at the SA Pa bus station. She was traveling far to find her husband, a construction worker in Hanoi. After leaving the station, the bald man, posing as a motorbike taxi driver, took them to a secluded alley and drugged them. Hearing the bald man boast as if trafficking was no big deal, I understood why Chi Siang chose the dead of night in this remote border forest to receive the merchandise. Panic surged through me, my back drenched in cold sweat, my face surely betraying fear. As I looked up, my eyes met the bald man's. He'd noticed me earlier as an unfamiliar face. Seeing my uneasy expression, with the instincts of a seasoned trafficker,
he shouted, "Damn it, Chi Siang, where'd this kid come from?"
Chi Siang glanced at me, chuckling. Brother, this is my village brother, new to the trade. Clean background, won't mess up our business. Don't worry, if he tries anything, I guarantee he won't make it back alive. Hearing this, the bald man's expression softened, nodding. Chi Siang, you're an old hand on this route. I trust you this time. But be careful, don't let things go wrong. Chi Siang nodded eagerly. Brother, rest assured, I know the game. Good to know. The bald man snorted. Done, goods checked, hand over the money.